In this tutorial, I'll go over how to set up the registration site to take sleeping room signups from the attendees. To start, I'll go back into a meeting that I've been working on and go to the site and then sleeping room area where I can add a room block. I'll click on Create, input my hotel name here, provide some hotel description that the attendee can see. You notice that I can actually even establish a waiting list for the sleeping room as well. Next, I'll go and set up the allowable check-in and check-out dates. I want to set up so folks can start checking in on the 3rd as well as the 4th, but they have to leave on the 6th. You notice that once I do so, a grid appears that enables me to put in the room night for each type of room. I can create additional room types. I can delete the ones that are available by default. And let me go ahead and input some room nights here. And you should note that as I input the room nights, the total for any given night is actually tallied down at the bottom. Next, if this room block is a run-of-house block, you can configure it by clicking on the checkbox right here, at which point the site will know how to calculate the inventory based upon run-of-house. And then beyond that, you can also configure this registration element to ask attendee for smoking preference, or if you wanted to ask them if they have any special requirements. Once you're done, click on Save. Now what you can do is add the sleeping room block onto the registration site. To do so, we'll go to Site Builder. We'll click on Modify Site. That takes us back to the Site Builder, and I have since created a page to handle housing, and what I can now do is go to the Add Items menu and add a sleeping room. And you notice that the sleeping room block that I created appears. If I have more than one room block, it will show up on the drop-down menu here. And then all I have to do is click on Save. And it gets rendered on the registration site. Let me go ahead and save it. And we'll preview to see what this looks like. So when I click on the Housing tab, as you can see, I have the housing sign up with some description. And note that when the attendee clicks on the check-in and check-out date, he will be limited based upon the parameters you have put in for the available check-in dates and the available checkout date. As you can see, there's a drop down for smoking preference and also a drop down for the room type. So that's essentially it for setting up a sleeping room registration element that enables attendees to sign up. In the next tutorial, we'll talk about how to copy registration site across attendee types and how to activate the registration site to make it available online.